So welcome to my channel where I do loads of things like art, creativity, spirituality, and rare plants. So on the thing of rare plants, so I think I documented that I got rid of a thrips infestation at some point on my rare plants, but then I was very, very dedicated. I used neem oil. I was like looking for them all the time. And I really thought I'd got rid of them all, but then I just seen the odd one or two. And I've come to believe in what I've seen a few plant people say recently is once you've got a certain amount of plants, which I've probably reached now because I haven't counted them, but there's a lot. This is like the tiniest section of them. They're mostly downstairs. That it becomes more about control than it does about kind of eliminating. So I've decided to give a go of introducing some beneficial pests. Now, I actually did this before. I got some of these little mighty things, but I basically struggled because I became quite overrun with them. And I think they did the job because I got rid of all of the thrips, but I couldn't tell whether I couldn't really tell what was like good beneficial bugs and bad beneficial bugs, and I'm not really clued up enough on insects. So I thought, well, I know what a ladybug is. So I actually crazily have ordered 25 adult ladybirds to mooch around my flat, see if they, I open the doors all the time. So if they want to go, they're going to go. They can be free. They've got wings, but if they'll stick around for a couple of weeks or something and just do a few life cycles, then great. So I got them from a company called Dragonfly because they just seemed to be the only people that sold ladybirds, and they were crazily priced. They were like £19 or something for 25 ladybirds, which, considering in the spring I could have gone and collected them for free, it's quite expensive. But we're winter now, so there aren't really any wild ladybirds, so I just thought I'd give it a go. I'll be the test subject for anyone that's considering letting out ladybirds in their own home. So I'll let you know how it goes. So here's my little ladybirds. It's night. It's only actually 6:30, but I've just got home and I wanted to get the ladybirds straight away. And I don't want to leave them in this because it looks really sad for them. I don't want to keep them in this any longer than they have to. So I'm gonna literally go put them in like a midway housing home tonight so that I can film releasing them properly tomorrow, and I can do it when I'm sort of a bit more awake. But yeah, here's 25 adult ladybirds, and when I first opened the packet they were all just completely still, so I don't know if they'd come out of refrigeration, and just opening them they're just all moving around. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Yeah, there you go. I'm on like Zoom because for some reason it's better than my phone and my iPad at recording. I need a new phone. Can you see those little guys? They're actually quite active. You can see there's one kind of down here who's just like mooching around. So yeah, I'm going to go put them in our halfway house so they can get a bit of a drink, they can recover before I set them to work on all my plants. I don't even know if I've got enough bugs to keep them going, but I think if they get really miserable, they're just going to find a way out of my doors that I leave open at various parts of the day, and they'll just emigrate and I'll just have wasted 20 quid. But hey, I'm a crazy animal lover, and I actually even feel bad when I kill the thrips and I like wipe them off. So, and I really like ladybirds. So yeah, the cycle of life must continue. So yeah, my new thing is to try adding a few beneficial bugs and seeing if they'll stick around. But I'm going to put them in a halfway house, like I said. And how I'm going to do that is I've got a big glass bowl downstairs. I'll show you when I've like set it all up. I'm going to put some water for them on a little sponge or some wet paper towel, because you don't want to leave them with a dish of water because they can drown. So what ideally they want is just like a wet sponge or a wet paper towel so they can have a little bit of a drink, or just spray it. And then I'm going to put a cover on it with just a few air holes so they can obviously breathe. And then they like lettuce. If you've got a few aphids in your garden, you can stick in. I might have some on some roses that I can give them. Wow, they're really active now, and they like a bit of honey. and they like raisins, but I don't have any raisins in. I should have been a lot more prepared, but I've been waiting for these guys for a while, and then they were like here. So I've been really researching. It's amazing how active they are. When I opened it, they were just still sat there like this. So maybe the light brings them to life, and now they just can't stop wandering around. And I'll try and get an image on my phone to add into this, but yeah, let me be the let me be the experimenter, and I'll let you know how it goes. So off I am to make them their little home.
Come home, little guys. Come on, little guy.
So I just wanted to come and give you an update on releasing 25 ladybirds into my home. So I actually only have positive things to say. Now, I chose ladybirds because I personally just like them, and I think they're super cute, and I'm a bit squeamish about bugs, and I just don't have that about ladybirds for some reason. I just find them cute. I recognize them. I won't have any problems identifying them immediately. So I know there's better bugs to kill thrips. Ladybirds is not the best choice for thrips, but for me, I felt like it was my best choice because I really don't mind sharing my space with a few ladybirds, but I don't really want to share my space with many other bugs. So that was why I came to that decision. So now there are some ladybirds that, infest buildings, but that's more the harlequin ladybirds, which are a very, very different type of ladybird. They're quite aggressive. They're not even in the same species. Your regular ladybird and the ones that you get from like the pet shops, they shouldn't do that. Although mine have already bred. So I kept them in an overnight little home, and they actually had laid some eggs, which was crazy. And so I put the eggs near my plant that needed the most help, that was in quarantine. And also from just being out like one day, I noticed that they'd laid another little like group of eggs like right next to a bunch of holes on one of my plants. So they obviously know what they're doing, as they're meant to. Ladybirds tend to lay their eggs near kind of areas where their babies are going to get a lot of food when they come out. And it's actually been really cute watching. They took about 3 days only to incubate, and then I had all these little tiny black ladybirds, and now they've gone as well as all my ladybirds. So I have had no problems with these guys because they just disappear. They literally just disappear. And they are a bit free range. I have my doors open, double doors, so they could go if they wanted to. But I do see the odd one every now and again, just on a leaf. And there's this one little injured guy, girl or guy, I don't know. And he's only got, like, he's got 2 legs missing on one side, and his little wings are battered. And I know what happened to him, but he keeps reappearing, and I keep sort of like nursing him a little bit and putting him on a safe plan when I see him like just randomly appear under the mat or something. And he's still going, so fingers crossed for him that he'll still continue to do okay. But yeah, I just see the odd one every once in a while, but they really, really chill, keep to themselves, hide. And I think they're doing okay. I mean, I've had to stop using neem oil because when you start adding beneficial insects to your plants, you can't be spraying neem oil or insecticides. So it is a bit of a risk. But the reason I added them was I just got so sick of how much maintenance you have to do when you have a lot of plants. Once you start to get 50, 60 rare plants and over. I agree with people, it's no longer about eradicating bugs, but keeping them to a really healthy level where you don't have infested plants. And for me, that was starting to be a lot of NEMO and checking every leaf on every plant. And it's quite exhausting. So I really wanted these guys to do a little bit of the work for me while getting to eat at the same time, right? So that was why I added them. And, you know, maybe I'll come back here in sort of 6 months' time. So I'm not recommending you do this. I'm just sharing my experience. And maybe I'll come back in a few months' time and be like, whoa, guys, don't do that. But for now, I can say I'm super, super happy with my choice. I think that they definitely must be doing something because they're laying their eggs right by my worst areas on my worst plants. And I don't see them, but every now and again I'll just see one on a leaf, so I know they haven't all left. And yeah, I've got 2 new sets of generations as well to continue the work for me. So yeah, so far I couldn't be happier with my choice. I don't get squeamish about ladybirds. I just think when I see them how cute they are. And it's not like I see them all the time. Honestly, I really never see them. They do an amazing job of just hiding. So perfect. And yeah, I've no complaints, I will say. So I can personally recommend that. So far I've had a great experience with ladybirds. I'd love to hear your comments, because I actually did some research into this before I did it, and hardly anybody had let ladybirds out. A lot of people had done the other bugs, but I didn't really see people do ladybirds in their actual homes. I saw them more do it in polytunnels and stuff. So if you've let ladybirds into your house, let me know. I would love to know your experience. And yeah, I just took a bit of a gamble because I thought I would try. So yeah, great positive experience for me so far, and I'll probably sort of check back in and let you know sort of how it's gone over a longer period of time. But yeah, I hope everyone's good, and catch up soon. Bye.